Hey guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another Summoners War video. It's another week, which means we have another video regarding the 10 years of Hall of Heroes event. Man, this is great. I have one video per week that I get to talk about without having to think too much. But I do want to give you guys the best recommendations, so let's get right in. This coming week is going to be week 5. Week 5 with the Assassin, the Lich, the Neostone Agent. This is funny. They should have just, extended this. Just weird that the T is down here on the bottom. Come on. The Death Knight, which I just pulled recently. Yay! Pisses me off. And then the Dark Undying, which I am thinking a lot of people do want if you guys have Ragdoll, or maybe even just Leo. I mean, just a fun combo that you can maybe use with the Leo as well. I don't know, but it's mostly for those Ragdoll people, right? Ragdoll Leo. Let's go into them one by one and see which one is the best option together. Now, before we even go into it deeply, I'm going to change it up a little and talk about which ones have counterparts that are fusible. Because in that case, they're going to be less, how should I say it, worthy of being picked, because if they're not good itself, there's no reason for you to have them unless you want to skill up a counterpart. But if you could fuse the counterpart, what's the point? You'll want to get something else, right? So let's go check this out. Is any of these fusible? Okay, the Undying looks like it's fusible. Oh, the Neostone Agent is also fusible. I should use up all my Neostone Agents because I think I've been saving some just in case I get an Ileana, which is a higher probability, obviously, than the Sylvia. I think Neostone Agent itself is okay, the wind one. It was something that was in their prime a while back, like years ago, when Copper Bulldozer those defense scaling cleaves were more effective in Siege. I'm not saying it's not. Today, in lower Siege, you'll still find a lot of options that you could use the Neostone Agent as a lead, because it does have a guild lead, and then you could use it for your Copper Bulldozer or any other defense scaling, defense ignoring unit, such as the 2A Wind Wolf thing. Sorry, I don't know the name. If not, and you're looking for skill ups for other counterparts in the family, there's no reason for you to pick this unit because you can fuse the water one. Undying, no question. All the others suck except Delphoy. So if you want skill up for Delphoy and you already have the Dark Undying, no need to pick the Dark Undying because you can fuse the skill ups. But if you're lazy and you want to skill up both the Dark Undying and also the Delphoy, which is the Wind Undying, you could pick out the Dark Undying as well. If you don't have Dark Undying, I think it's a great option. I don't think it's going to get buffed anytime soon. It's probably a very low probability of getting buffed because people have found a use for her in RTA with the Ragdoll. And for it to have a specific use, for it to be such a core pick in a certain team, I don't think there will be a high chance for the developers to decide on buffing the unit. So other than that, let's go into it. Let's talk about the Fire Assassin first. I believe the Fire Assassin's name is Lexi, and I personally do like its LD counterparts, especially the Isabel, I believe is the name. I hope I'm right. I don't like the light one. The light one isn't too great. Yeah, it's Isabel. I believe the dark one is also going to be a Hall of Heroes later on. Where are you, dark one? There you are. There's actually a lot of other counterparts here that you could pick out later on, so maybe just going for the one you need for skill ups right now is the way to go, but it's still good to talk about what's good and what's bad. It did get a buff long time ago. It has a very unique passive. So passive Deadly Seduction decreases the HP recovery amount that all monsters receive by 50%. If the enemies recover HP 5 times, it's not by turns, it's by a certain mechanic, you will inflict damage that ignores the enemy's defense on your next turn. Okay, so it's not a percentage either, so it's just a count. If the opponent recovers HP 5 times, Lexi will do an attack that ignores defense. I believe there was a lot of videos at the time that tested this out, and it is decent. It's just that, you have to wait for that healing to come in 5 times. I guess it's a pretty good counter against Raccoonis, Mollies, Tetras, those units that recover HP passively. So I guess Camilla goes there as well. I guess even Riley, because skill 1, skill 1, skill 3, skill 4 all heal. It could be a good pick. I'm hoping that I'm thinking that right, that even the passive heals count. So it could be pretty cool, but I personally don't use it because it just takes too many turns in my eyes. She is a certain element. She does glance and stuff, so it isn't a wasted attack if Lexi misses that crit on that attack when it ignores defense. So there are those conditions that make it a little iffy. But if you want her for skill ups, yes, the Isabel is awesome, and also Stella, the water one, is awesome. The wind one and the light one are pretty mediocre, but I think just for Stella and Isabel, I think she's a great pick for skill ups, although it is less of a preferable pick because Isabel especially is available later on in the Hall of Heroes. Lich. Water Lich is nice, and I think all of their counterparts have decent use. I've made videos with the Water Lich, especially for RTA or especially a long time ago. His passive is great. The Wind Lich, I did use it for Siege sometimes. It was fun. His shield is great. The slow, defense break, stun. Great kit overall. The light one, obviously Halfist, is great use for certain Siege offenses because you could use it as a meat shield. Also good for arena defense, so you could use it there. Grego, no question, another great unit that you could put up on Siege defense. You could use it offensively. Awesome unit. And finally, we can't talk about Antares, which is an awesome unit for especially early game players that want to really rely on RNG to win their games, right? Joking aside, Antares is easy to build. It is used a lot against people that are taking a lot of turns, and it's sometimes only something that you could take, especially knowing that you're not going to be outspeeding the opponent. I think Lich is a great pick if you really want skill ups for some of the other counterparts that you currently have, or if you want to build the Water Lich itself because it is still used actively, especially in 4-star Special League, or even just a Special League right now where you can't use LDs, or just RTA because I have seen it come out a couple times. It is a great unit. Wind unit, like I said, the Neostone Agent is probably not the best pick. It has a fusionable counterpart, and the kit itself that she has isn't too great in today's meta, but she is used in guild content, and in lower guilds I think you can still pair her up with the defense scaling, ignore defense units. Other than that, I don't want to really talk about her counterparts because again, you could fuse the other unit, the water one, to make skill ups for the other counterparts, and we know that Sylvia is great, Ileana is great, and the fire one, Lisa, is usable in early R5 if there are people that still use her in R5. I haven't seen Lisa anywhere. Okay, the light Death Knight. I have seen this more and more recently by people that have Yon Hong. I think the Yon Hong, the light bear, the Death Knight combo is some kind of free siege offense win in certain cases, so I've seen that. Other than that, I'm not too sure if he's that great. I do think he could get a buff, but he does have a guild. Is it a guild speed lead or just a speed lead? Yeah, it's a speed lead. Oh, it's 19%, so it's like Beretta. Changes the HP ratio and harmful effects with the enemy's target. That's pretty good. Ooh, increases attack bar, huh? Base speed is not too great. Inflicts damage over through your HP to all enemies. I think skill 3 is what makes him decent and good with the cleave, with Yon Hong and the Warbear. Other skills are like whatever, but the speed lead also paired with Yon Hong, because Yon Hong has insane base speed, allows that cleave to work. If you want that combo, he's a good pick. If you want skill ups for his counterparts, I think only really Diaz is the one that you'll skill up. Other than that, I don't know. Arnold is a good fire tanker, and I believe the water one has a decent kit as well if you need a lot of buffs. If you don't have like Wusa, Alaya, or Amelia, and you want to use it for Tuahel, I have seen people that use the Water Death Knight as well. But overall, I don't think they all have a better use than the units that we've talked about before. Diaz being one of the options in the previous Hall of Heroes, I don't think you guys will need skill ups for Diaz if you picked him out. So I think you'll pick the Death Knight only if you want the Death Knight, hoping that you can use this kit for the cleave, or if you have Yon Hong, or another light damage dealer, who knows, a light speed threat. I don't know, maybe you could pair with Escher or something, who knows. I'll only pick him if you don't have him. and hoping for a buff if you don't have the other options I talked about. And Dark Undyne, again, I think I'll only pick her out if you're hoping for a buff, if you have Ragdoll, or if you don't have her. Again, I think it's always good to have one of the LD options. Maybe they will get a buff. What I'm saying is purely speculative. Me saying that, oh, the Death Knight and Undyne have a low chance of getting a buff because they got changes recently. It is understandable because obviously their changes were recent, but that doesn't mean that their buffs can come in the sooner or later balance patches. Although the probability is low because there are other LD4s that are really bad as well, there can always be a chance. Nothing's 100%. But if you have Ragdoll and if you have Leo and you want that combo that's been on YouTube for many weeks, the past few weeks, last season, then I believe the Dark Undyne is a good pick. I'm not gonna say get it for Delphoid skill ups because you confuse it. And to be fair, nobody's using the fire, nobody's using the water. So if you have a lot of those, skilling up Delphoid, the Dark Undyne should be no issue. And that goes the same for Neostone Agent because all the other counterparts aren't being used as much. And these being like really old units, there's a good chance a lot of people that have an account that has been created for a decent amount of days have a lot of those copies that you could use for skill up. So what's my pick? If you have everything here, I'll probably go for Lich because their entire family is decent. And if I want to build something, I would want skill ups right away. If you don't have all of them, then I'll probably go with the Death Knight or Undyne, depending on which one you don't have. But that was it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it and hope you guys make a good pick this week as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.